Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Be Honest podcast. Today's guest is someone who gave us vulnerable. Oh my God, I can never say this word. Vulnerability, strength, and a whole lot to talk about. Marita from the Queer Ultimatum joins me to share her side of the story, the parts we saw, the parts we didn't, and everything in between. I'm so happy you're here. I was so pumped whenever, we got in touch. So I'm pumped. So I just want to dive in. So everyone welcome Marita.
Hi guys, I am pumped as well. Happy to be here and excited to chat.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm excited to ask you all of these questions.
Yes.
Okay. So, first question. When we're just diving in, first of all, we're going head first.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, obviously you were on the Queer Ultimatum. You were with Ashley at the time. When Ashley gave you the ultimatum, what was going through your head in that moment?
Yeah, so when Ashley gave me the ultimatum, it kind of came as a shock, but it also was like real in the sense where we were at such a crossroads in our relationship where it was like I wanted to marry her, I wanted to be with her, I wanted her to like be my forever, but it also felt like if I committed to that, I would have been unhappy. And for some reason, my gut was telling me, like, there's more love out there. There's more that you can be getting. And so I think by her giving me the ultimatum, it kind of like rose this like challenge or chance to like really dive into that and figure out if this love is worth a marriage or if it's not. And the way that everything turned out, it's like very crazy how the whole story ended up, honestly.
It really is. Watching the show, it was insane. We'll get into that later though. So there were several moments, and there was probably more that was like not shown on the show, but there were several moments where it felt like you were asking Ashley for the bare minimum, whether that was emotional support or effort. How often did that happen in y'all's relationship, and did you feel like she was kind of constantly dismissing, your needs?
Yeah, so I mean, before this even all came to light, like her family, her friends, even her, like herself, she would tell me that like she's had trouble being romantic in past relationships with all of the other women she's dated. And like I can see that, but for me, I thought like cuz I know how much in love Ashley was with me. So I didn't think that it would be hard to have her grasp the concept of marriage. Whoa. Have her grasp the concept of romance. But like it just wasn't in her nature. And she had a romantic threshold to her that I could never break through. And let me tell you, the conversations I had with that girl to try to get literally anything out of her and to try to let her see the light in terms of like there's a beautiful side to this if you actually commit to it, if you want to grow, if you want to become like a part of a relationship that like cares for one another and like gives to each other and doesn't just feel like a roommate situation or like we're friends. And like the last scene before the decision, I was bawling my eyes out because like I didn't want to be stuck in a position where it felt like I had to cater to a friend for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
yeah,
that's what happened. And like it's hard because I had so many conversations with her, and it's not that I was trying to change her at all.
yeah,
It's just it never got to a place where like I felt like I was being taken care of.
100%. And like, I feel like so many people in this world have been in a position like you where you're in a relationship and the love is there. Like, you guys are so in love with one another, but there's always that one person that's like, I need more. Like, I need more. And this isn't me, like, trying to expect you to go over and beyond. It's just, this is what I need and my needs are not being met. And I mean, and you said, it's not me trying to control her. Like, I didn't ever think that. I'm not sure if like other people have thought that, but like I think it's because since I've been in kind of like a same position where I'm like, I was in a relationship and I knew I deserved better, but I just loved them so much. So I just held on and I just continued to be like, they'll get it. They'll eventually show me, what I want.
Yeah.
And then it's just us holding on to someone that like a part of them that's like not even them. You know what I mean? It's kind of like made up in our head. It's like we are expecting them to be this person, and then unfortunately they can't show it to us, and we're just holding on to that what if because we love them.
Exactly. And like that what if was almost like ecstasy at the end of the day, because like I knew her heart, I knew her as a person. I was like, I know it's in there. You just gotta use it. And then
Yeah.
it just felt like a drug. Like I just wanted to get it out of her so
Yeah.
that we could be happy. And it just never happened.
So, was it always like this? Like, was it from the jump? It was just like kind of like a roommate feeling, or like did like the feeling of like, oh, this feels like a roommate situation? Did that slowly start to build towards like the end, or was it kind of always that feeling?
So, if anyone knows me, they know I'm a hopeless romantic. But before I went on the show and like dating Ashley and dating all the women before Ashley, I would be the type of person to chase and like try to convince people that I try to convince them with love, romance, acts of service, and just like try to put myself out there for them to want to be with me. And ever since like going through the show and like knowing what I've learned, how I've grown to know my own worth, I'm like, I don't chase, I attract. So, but in the beginning, like with Ashley, I was doing everything I could to convince her that I was going to be the best girlfriend in the entire world. I showed up with so many different romantic things in our talking stage and like when we were just like not even in a relationship. And like she used to drive for FedEx, and I would leave work every day during lunch and bring her lunch to the FedEx truck, sit in the FedEx truck with her, and drive around her like the neighborhood she was delivering to. Like every single day. Because I just wanted her to know that like I cared about her and like I really just wanted her to be my girlfriend. But like that's also not cute. Like if someone is going through a healing journey or like isn't ready for a relationship, now I know my own self-worth where it's like, okay, I'm not going to chase this person. But so I think like what transpired through that is like, yes, we finally got together. And then our relationship over the 5 years just felt like I did all that chasing. I did all of that effort. I was always showing up romantically. And then like I was running out of breath essentially because I wasn't getting anything back. I wasn't getting like the romance, the gestures, the consideration, like hard things I would go through. Ashley wasn't there for me. It just felt like I was constantly giving, giving, giving and not receiving anything.
Yeah. And do you feel like whenever like your needs weren't being met, do you feel like, I mean, you kind of just said like you were the person that would like want to prove to the person like, hey, like I'm amazing, like why don't you see this, like show me the love that I deserve. But like when your needs weren't being met, are you the type of person to continue to chase, like to continue to be like, hey, my needs aren't being met, so I'm going to continue to try to prove to you that I deserve this love? Does that make sense? Or are you the type to be like, no, I can't, like that's like I'm putting my foot down? You get
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
So that's like one of the things I learned is like I can tell ever since I was little, like I am the anxious attachment style. And like that's why I would chase. And that's why in conflict and things that rise that, are uncomfortable to me, I kind of feel myself wanting to be closer and closer to that person more than ever. And then other people are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like,
Mhm.
that's too much. So I feel like, yeah, for me, it just kind of comes from childhood, but over like the grand scheme of the show, I learned to like sit with my energy, especially with being with such a powerful, beautiful woman like Brittany. I was like, wait, I'm more like her, where I could just be like nonchalant, cool, calm, collected, and let things just like happen. Like I don't need to force it, if that makes
Mhm.
sense.
No, 100%. I feel like I am very similar to how you were, like your anxious attachment style. That's how I was, and I always try to figure out like, Kinley, where does it stem from? Like I'm not really like I should honestly deep dive into myself and try to figure that out. Now it's not so much. It was probably because honestly, I was in like toxic relationships. That's probably what it was, but it always makes me wonder like why my brain was like I want to like give more love and just be with them more whenever I feel like they're like not interested, because like now in my brain I'm like those are the moments where I should have been like they don't see my worth, so why am I continuing to give them, you know?
And it's so evident too, like if you watch the entire season, like so many people are just saying that Ashley didn't even like me. And like I know that she loved me in that time, but it just felt like she didn't like me. And I think two can be true at the same time too.
Didn't you say that on the show?
That she didn't like me?
Yeah, I think you said something like that, or you said something to her where I think it was when you were crying. You're like, "What?" It was something on the couch or something where
I just said that like it feels like we're roommates or best friends and like I deserve love. I didn't blatantly call her out for not liking me.
like, where am I getting this from? I could have sworn there's so much that happened in the show. Honestly, who knows? But it is it, and you know it's interesting that like the show can edit certain things to make people look a different way. You know what I mean? And maybe they made Ashley look like she wasn't like invested in you, because like I'm on the outside watching, and of course that's what I'm getting as well. I'm like she seems like she's kind of checked out, you know? Like Ashley kind of seems like she's checked out, but then again it's like you never know. It's reality TV. Like the editing can make it look like this, but then of course when it shows you crying and you being like I deserve more, then it makes people be like, okay, well maybe Ashley actually is checked out. You know what I mean? But the whole reality TV show thing, that's just it's a whole different ball game. It's crazy.
Sure is.
It is. Okay, so was there a moment in your life, or not in your life, sorry, scratch that. Was there a moment in time when you were with Brittany that helped you realize what kind of partner you want moving forward? Like what were the moments?
Honestly, the moments, I mean, the the one that like really stands out, and I know it sounds so stupid, but like when she opened a fork for me,
Oh
like
my god.
it's not the fork itself, it's the thought behind it, you know? And I think that's how I think of flowers too. Like if a woman is to bring me flowers, like it's not the actual flowers that I'm interested in or like appreciate. It's like the thought that counts and the fact that they were considering me in that given moment when they saw those flowers. It's like that kind of thing. So like when Brittany like saw an opportunity to open my fork, I didn't ask her to do that. And it's like for years, for 5 fucking years, I was asking Ashley to just do something. And like I wish I didn't have to ask. Like I wish that like I would just be considered on the day to day, cuz like I would wake up every day thinking like how can I make Ashley stay? Like let
Oh,
me like make her breakfast, like let me do, you know, all of these kind of romantic things. And like it's not to say that Ashley wouldn't do things around the house and like make me feel good in that sense like when we were together, but it's like the grander scheme of romance that was
yeah.
missing and
Yeah.
like the consideration behind that.
Yeah, 100. I think consideration is like the top of my list. Like whenever I'm putting my energy into someone, if I notice that they are being considerate and they're like doing these little things, it's just so attractive. You know what I mean? Like I think it's like that's like the highest form of love is consideration. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's funny because on the show, well, it's not funny, it's sad. On the show, they really did like focus in on you being so appreciative of what Brittany was doing for you, which what she was doing was super sweet, but like the fork and the flowers, it's like those need to be done in relationships. Like they're the bare minimum. And you were so excited for it. Like you were so happy and you were like shocked. And I think it really put like the viewers, like it helped their perspective of you and Ashley's relationship, because it's like, you know, like why is Marita being like, why is she so excited about a fork being opened for her? Like, you know what I mean? I think it helped them realize that like
That's,
you were the person in the relationship that was like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like at least with me, whenever I was watching, I felt for you because I have been in your shoes before. I'm like, I can just tell that you have such a good heart, you have such a good soul, you have so much love to give, and you deserve it and you're not getting it. And I could just see how much you wanted it. And it made me so sad that the person that you wanted it to be with wasn't your person. And that's it just sucks cuz that's life. But I
Yeah.
think we all saw that. Hopefully the people that watched saw that because I saw it.
Right. And even that scene with her sisters, like I was pretty close with her sisters, and like especially Lexi, her little sister, we have the almost the same birthday. We're like 4 days apart. But she's a Pisces, so she gets it, and she also knows how unromantic Ashley is. So she and I used to like bond over talking about how like yeah, like Ashley should, try a little harder. And then in that scene, she's like, if you're not getting what you deserve, then what are we doing here? And it's like, that's
Yeah.
her sister. So for her sister to even say something like that, it's like
Yeah.
validating, because to Ashley, it was never validated.
Yeah. Yeah. I get you. No, 100%. I get it. Yeah, when it Yeah, I get you, girl. I get you. Yeah, when it comes from a specific person, like a family member, it kind of does put things into perspective. Like you can hear it from a friend, other people, and it can still like resonate with you. You could be like, okay, yeah, like I'm clocking that, I get it. But when it comes from a family member and they're literally like, what are y'all doing? Like, why don't y'all just break up pretty much? It's like, oh, they see it. Like, yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, do you think your trial marriage revealed more about your own needs or helped you realize like what wasn't working with Ashley?
That's a
Or
really
both?
that's a really good question. I would say both,
Yeah.
but more so the first part,
Yeah.
because like looking at who I was in a relationship with Ashley before going on the show, I almost like want to kick myself for not realizing my worth earlier, because there are so many times where I would literally just like be so empty. I'd be like crying on the floor and then like not sure what to do. And it's because I loved her. Like I fucking wanted things to like be okay between us all the time. And that's just like not realistic. But I'm kicking myself because like I've always known that there is a greater love outside of what Ashley and I had. And it almost felt like our love was like toxic in a way. It was more like a bond
Mm-hmm.
where like yes, it's very like clear that like we have chemistry, we have a connection, all of that, but it's also like it wasn't good for either of us
Yeah.
at all. It just wasn't aligned.
Yeah.
But yeah, like in my experience with Brittany, like I can't even explain it, but like her energy just made me feel my own energy in a way, because it was like I knew my energy going in, but it felt like it was like belittled for so long because of the situation I was in. And
Yeah.
then for someone to like show up with that type of essence, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I knew this was out here. Like I know myself deep down, but like for a while I lost myself.
Yeah. Well, I feel like, and I know this is easier for me to say, but like you shouldn't be kicking yourself. And I know like that sounds like a lot because you're like, Kinley, you're not in my position. But like you saying like you're kicking yourself because like, oh my God, why would I beg or why would I, I'm laying on the ground crying. And then I like the next morning, I like am like, what can I do to make Ashley happy? Like, you're thinking of the things that you went through and the things that you continued to endure. And you're like, why did I do that? But when you're in those moments, when you're in those toxic relationships, like your brain is just wired differently. You know what I mean? Like your brain is not thinking clearly. And especially when you're with someone where, and I'm not sure if Ashley wasn't able to like acknowledge that she wasn't giving you what she needed. I'm not sure if like whenever you asked, she was like, what are you talking about? Like I do give it to you. But if that is the case, it's like that starts to make you think like, okay, like it's just such a confusing, it's just such a confusing thing. And I'm talking from experience. So get
Yeah.
it, girl. I
No,
get it.
those types of conversations were super hard because like she would literally just say like this is the way that I am.
Yeah, and I hate that because it's like you're human, you can grow. Like you if you want to try to step out of it, if you want to try to make this work, you could. You know what I mean? Like if you wanted to, you could.
If they wanted to, they would.
I love that. I love that quote. I almost got that tattooed on me cuz I'm like it's amazing. Okay.
It's not a bad idea.
I know. I'm like, we should get a tattoo. Let's do it, girl. Okay, what was the most emotionally challenging part of filming the show that we did not see?
Oh, I would say there was a night where Ashley and I had a big fight. Big fight. And well, there was a lot of big fights, but like this one in particular was extremely hard because it started from a place where like we were just disagreeing on like a lot, and then it got to a heated place where like I was just bawling my eyes out and like turned over to like cry into my pillow, and then she asked me if she could go to the bar, and I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go to the bar. And I was like, do you not see me like fucking bawling my eyes out? Like, are you joking? And then I was like, fine, Ashley, go to the bar, whatever. Not thinking that maybe she would get the hint that like I didn't want her
Yeah.
to go to the bar and like maybe hold me and try to like work this through with me. So yeah, she left me crying there for like 4 hours, and then she comes back at like 1:30 a.m. and I scream at her, and I was like, what is wrong with you? And she was like, I was just taking Bentley for a walk. And I was like, no, Ashley, you weren't just taking Bentley for a walk.
Wait, what? She asks you to go if she could go to the bar, and then she ends up leaving, and then she says that she was taking the dog on a walk.
Yeah, because I was screaming at her, which granted, I think a lot of people can understand that like Ashley really brought the worst out of me. And like I hate seeing myself talk on media about Ashley or like what's happened or anything like that because like I do not recognize myself. But things like that like are triggering.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like I'm not an angry person. I don't ever get angry. I don't ever get sad. And she just like turned me into something that I'm not. And like yeah, I screamed at her.
Yeah.
She'll probably hear this and go talk about it on her end that I was like screaming at her. But like it's true. I was fucking pissed. Like girl,
And you know,
stop.
yeah, it's like at some point I'm going to crash out. Yeah, no, and you know what? Like I hear you. It's like, you know, in relationships, like everyone should try to like speak calmly, but like in certain situations it's gonna happen. Like we're human, it's realistic, we have anger, we have feelings. It seems like it's been going for a while with you and her, like it was. And if I was like, I'm with my partner, if we were arguing and she was like, I'm going to the bar, I probably would have screamed at her too. Okay, like I probably would have too, it's just like,
Yeah.
so that's crazy. That
And the next morning, I go to the gym and I'm like working out, and then like I start crying at the gym, and then Brittany and AJ walk in, and they were like, no, it was sweet. It was really cute, but they were like, "Girl, why are you crying at the gym?" Like,
or like at any place, you're crying at the gym.
well, yeah, you
Well,
know.
I feel like, and it's funny, like I relate, girl, I relate. Like there were moments whenever, like, because I was in a really toxic relationship. It was my first girlfriend ever, of course. It's always like the first girlfriends that are always like the most toxic. There was a moment whenever I was going through my breakup and I was at the gym as well, and I was running. I used to be really big into like cardio, and I used to get like runner's high where I just felt, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it, but I
Mm.
started getting emotional, and then I started crying while I was running. And I feel like that's normal. I feel like when you work out, like there's just so many emotions and things going on in your body. So I feel like the gym is the perfect place to cry.
Release, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You're releasing a bunch of stuff. That's
Yeah.
that's so funny that Brittany and AJ were like, "Girl,
Why? Why now?
yeah, yeah, like what's going on?"
No.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So the reunion, girl, it was intense and emotional. It also looked very emotional for you. Do you feel like you were supported by production or the hosts during the time of the reunion?
I think that I wasn't given the space to talk about the things that I wanted to say. And I don't place blame on anyone for that. I just think like that's how heated the moment got. I wish that I had someone to like tell me to take a deep breath and like realize that it's going to be okay. Like you're in the heat of the moment, but like at the end of the day, like everything that's happened has happened. It's in the past. Like it's not happening right now. You don't have to scream.
Yeah.
So I do not like the way that I handled any of that. I will say like it was a very pressing moment, and it was like hard to even see her react to that. And mind you, I wasn't even going to bring any of this up, but I was provoked, which you guys don't see. I was provoked on the topic. So,
And for the people that don't know what you're talking about, what topic exactly? If you want to talk about it.
yeah, so like someone from the cast on Ashley's side was basically saying like, let's talk about the fact that you're dragging Ashley's name through St. Pete. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. No, I'm not. And then I went into what I said about when my grandfather was dying and how she was caught on the pier and all of that. And that's when it kind of exploded from there, because someone was pressing me on the subject. And like, that's a very tough subject given like what I went through emotionally, and losing my grandfather and losing my girlfriend of 5 years. So I just didn't even expect to talk about any of that. And then for her to react the way that she was very deflective. And like, she wasn't taking accountability. She wasn't like, she also didn't handle it well either.
Yeah.
And she screamed things that aren't true. And it just like, it turned into this like battle of the grandparents. And it was awful. And like, that's what people are calling it. And that's like heartbreaking to me, because like grandparents should be cherished. And like, the fact that this is even a part of the greater scheme of the media is kind of just like baffling to me. But
yeah. So instead of like having those conversations about, grandparents and all that stuff, what were some things that you did want to talk about on the reunion that either you did and they cut it out, or you didn't have like the chance to talk about?
I wish that we talked a little bit more about like the general storyline of like what I have brought to people in terms of like what I've been through and what people are taking away from that. Like I've had so many like people reach out being like, I'm so thankful for you, like helping me like look at myself, look at my relationship, and just like be a powerful representation of someone that wasn't willing to settle.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I wish I talked a little bit more about that instead of like the anger and like, and even people say like you can see me throughout the entire season like being this like sweet, gracious, funny person to be around, and then at the reunion it's just like I'm a different person. And
Yeah.
like I wish I had the chance to maybe talk to Ashley before, but she was do not contact. Like I didn't want to talk to her, but I feel like it would have been better if we did.
Yeah, no, I get that. Like if y'all would have talked before, the feel or the emotions probably wouldn't have been as high.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. So after you guys, after the, ultimatum, after, the show and everything, you guys, did y'all break up immediately, or like how did that work? Because ultimately Ashley is the one that gave you the ultimatum, but then at the end she seemed like she was the one that was like, I wouldn't say most unsure because you were obviously very unsure, but you went to the proposal. Were you going to say yes?
So I was going to act in the moment, and I was there when she asked my dad for his blessing. But I heard chit chatter around all the other cast members that maybe ran into Ashley or something that she wasn't even thinking about it. So I was honestly really confused. I was sad. I was just not sure what was even going to happen. So when she opened that letter, I wasn't understanding of the situation. I was like, am I being proposed to right now? Am I like getting like a okay, this was a great run, like see you tomorrow? Like I didn't understand what was happening, to be honest. But I can confidently say like if she did get down on one knee, I wouldn't have said yes.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, the letter, whenever she was reading it, I was also confused. I was like, what is happening? Is she gonna read the letter and then be like, let's get married? Or, and then the way that it played out, it was so interesting. I don't know.
That's the thing between Ashley and I's like general relationship is like it's so easy for us to like just be around each other and like have this I don't know, like it's not a friendship. It's just like we get each other for some reason, but it's like I'm so angry and emotional with the person that she is to me, but I enjoy being around her. So it's like when she showed up with that letter, everything she said in the beginning about like how I looked beautiful and that she like will always care and respect and love me, like all of that felt so real. And then like the letting go part, I was like, okay, like it's hard to explain.
Yeah.
Like it's familiar, but it's also emotional and I'm also very angry. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I get it. And for the people that didn't watch the show, I don't know. Can you tell them like how it ended with y'all? Like that scene, how did it end? Where did y'all go? And also me, like what happened afterwards after the scenes cut? Like what happened between y'all?
So we stand in like this random garden in Miami, and there is a black cat that decides to make an appearance. Ashley points out the black cat, and she said, "Is that a bad sign?" And I look at the black cat and I said, "Yeah, that is a bad sign." And so then she proceeds to read a letter saying basically that I do deserve better, and she feels like she's been holding me back all this time, and she's trying to take the high road and basically set me free. So then we break up, and I try to walk away, and then she's like, "But Marita," and then it just gets like emotional and weird because like she had that grasp on me. Then I asked the producers for another night in the hotel without my phone. I just wanted to disconnect. I was heartbroken. I was crying. I was bawling my eyes out. Didn't want to see anyone do anything. The next day, she pulls up from the apartment with all of our stuff in my car, and she's like, "All right, let's go to the Keys." And I was sitting there like, "Ashley, what do you mean? Like, I'm fucking heartbroken. I mean, the Keys sound fun, but like, what's happening here? You know?" I I really couldn't like put my finger on it. And then like throughout the summer, she would just say that like the show was just a show, and like we like none of that mattered, and that she still loves me and all of this stuff. And I'm like, just like the gaslight of the century. I'm like, what does any of this mean?
And that
So
inconsistency. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
yeah, and like that's the thing is like there was so much love there, so like I just kind of went along with it. And then I broke up with her in May. We got back together in September around her birthday, and then that's the cheating started in November. Wait, okay, let's go back because I said September. We got back together in October.
Okay.
I want to make sure that like all of everything aligns.
Yeah.
People are nitpicky. She moved back in August.
Mm-hmm.
So like right around Labor Day weekend.
Okay.
We got back together in October. We went to Red Rocks together. Everything was hunky dory. And then November is when the cheating started, when I had to go home to see my family and be with them and grieve with them.
Okay. So you guys were together, you had to go home, and when you went home, she stayed.
Mm-hmm.
And then she cheated on you whenever you were with your family.
Yes. So the night of my grandfather dying, basically I texted her, he had his last breath. She didn't answer for an hour and a half, and then said, "I'm at the bar." And there was no condolences. It's like, it's not funny because like it was fucking awful. And then I was up all night. I was dealing with other family stuff happening, and like I could see her location, so I know what was going on. And then the Monday after, so November 18th, she takes this girl on a date to the pier, and my friend that I work out with was rollerblading the pier and saw Ashley with this girl Maddie and took a picture. I didn't know there was a picture, but she took a picture. And then Ashley hears about the picture. She calls me, and then she's like, "Marita, like I hate it here. I'm gonna leave St. Pete. Like someone's spying on me." And I'm like, "Ashley, what do you mean someone's spying on you?" She's like, "Well, I'm at the pier and I'm with Mel, and she's being really flirty. Her arm is like all over me, and like it looks like we're on a date." And I was like, "You mean Mel, like from the show?" And she's like, literally just like ran with this narrative to try to cover it up. And then when I came home, my friend Tori showed me the picture, and I sent it right to Ashley, and I was like, "That's not Mel."
You're like, that does not look like Mel. Who is it?
I knew who it was because she went
Did
to New
you-
York with her.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. After Thanksgiving.
That's crazy. Okay, so whenever you sent the picture and you were like, you're caught, what did she say?
She was like, "First of all, I can explain that. Like, Maddie liked me and I entertained it for a second, but I didn't know what to do."
What do you mean you don't know what to do?
Exactly.
And
No,
it's like,
I'm longer in a relationship with me and I'm grieving with my family at home. You don't know what to do? Tell the girl to go away.
yeah. And yeah, like, what? Oh my God, there's so much there. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, okay. That's crazy. That's crazy. And she literally came up with such a in detail story about how, like, before she got caught, about like, oh, I'm with Mel and there's this girl, you know what I mean? Because she knew that it was a possibility that, like, you would know. That's crazy.
I wanted to stop the episode real quick and talk about the sponsors for this episode. So I am sponsored by Prozis. It is an online workout website where you can get athletic clothes, you can get high protein food, you can get foods that like aren't high protein but also have like 0 calories and they taste amazing. So like, guys, I don't know, it's amazing. They have syrups that are no sugar. They have like dietary pills if you guys are wanting to go down that route. They have toppers like chia seeds. They have protein powder. They have calcium, zinc, and magnesium tablets that you can take. The clothes are so amazing, top quality. Anyways, everything will be linked. Use code lesbianist10 for 10% off. They're always doing amazing deals though, so you can use their code that they have on their website, but also mine on top of it. PROZIS, lesbianist10 for 10% off.
Well, it sounds like you dodged a bullet, with her. So whenever it happened, were you like, I'm done. We're done.
Oh, absolutely. And especially because like I wasn't going to give her another chance because like once you cheat on me and I have factual evidence that you cheated on me, like cuz I'm not someone who infers. Like if there wasn't a picture of Ashley and Maddie, I probably would have believed her, like to be honest.
Yeah.
But I am someone who needs concrete evidence in order to cut somebody off. And like there's concrete evidence. And then when I came back after like saying goodbye to my grandfather, she was still with Maddie. And like I would see Maddie's car in her driveway every single time I would go out because she lived right off Central. So it's like not only did I break up with her, she stayed with the girl because like I wasn't going to give her the chance. And then they moved to Colorado together. And then they go through my storage unit that I had with Ashley for 5 years and try to sell my couch. And I'm like, what is going on?
Girl, you need to write a book.
I know, but I like hate talking about this because it's like it's fucking sad and I don't want to sound like a mean girl, but it's like the fucking truth.
Yeah, and I get it. And it's your story that happened to you. You have the right to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. And like I have been approached by Ashley, not anymore because we're not talking anymore, but I have been approached by Ashley to like censor myself in talking about this because I don't want people to hate her. I don't think that's fair. I don't think internet hate should be a thing. I do, however, have emotions and feelings, and I'm valid in talking about those things because they personally happened to me. It'd be one thing if they happened to fucking Joe Smo over there, but no, like I was the one that was cheated on. I was the one who like literally had to live and grieve my grandparent. I was the one who literally like loved Ashley unconditionally at every fucking given moment and just like was begging for fucking anything. Like, I'm allowed to talk about that. And I'm sorry that that doesn't make her look great.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is like, I didn't ask her to act that way or do these things. Like, she needs to take accountability.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Is she made a decision that was really fucked up. She treated you a certain way, and of course, she doesn't want it to be talked about. Like, I mean, shit, if I was in her position, I would probably be like nervous too, but then it's also like, hello, like you made this decision.
Why did I do that? Yeah.
Exactly. Especially with you guys being on a reality TV show, like was she not thinking that like this was going to be a thing? Like if you know what I mean? Like
We're public figures.
mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's like the comical side of it is like obviously emotionally it's fucking heartbreaking,
Yeah.
But it's also like you knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
So why?
I know. And I've been in a similar situation as you. And it's honestly, whenever I was in your situation, I drove myself crazy trying to figure out why. Why would they do this? Like, I would never do this to them, so why would they do it to me? But then I went to therapy. My therapist was like, number one, you're going to drive yourself crazy. Okay. Like, you're never going to know because your brain isn't their brain. You know what I mean? Like, you don't think the same way as them. Like, obviously, like, for example, your situation, you were such a hopeless romantic. You just wanted one person, you loved them, you wanted to do everything, and Ashley, unfortunately, that wasn't her vibe. You know what I mean? And so, like, y'all obviously were on two different wavelengths, and I'm just happy that y'all are broken up.
Me too.
Because you will find someone, of course, that is going to give you the same or more than you know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, we don't want any online hate towards Ashley. We know Ashley is a human. We know people make mistakes, but also when you make the mistakes, you know, things happen and you have the right to talk about it because she made you feel a certain way and you know, you can't be silenced. So, period. Moving on. Okay. Okay, so we've kind of talked about this, but we can go kind of deeper. What did you learn about yourself from the process, either from like the experience itself or just watching it all back?
I think what I learned most about myself is like, as much as I want to please everybody around me and like be that person to always give my energy to anybody that walks in my path, I need to be more selective of that. And I need to know what my energy is worth
Mm-hmm.
before expending it to just anybody or
Mm-hmm.
people that don't necessarily deserve it. Because, like, before the show, during the show, like, I was still trying to make Ashley feel comfortable. Even after the show, I would still try to protect her. And it's like, I need to think about my own peace, think about how to protect myself at this point, because like I have never been one to like fill my own cup or give myself the respect that I give others, because I constantly just give it away. So now I feel like I'm finally like absorbing that energy and being able to like be proud of myself
Mm-hmm.
for what I've been through and like how I've gotten to the place where I am today,
Mm-hmm.
and just like be so thankful to the universe for bringing me this experience and all of the love and everything that I've gained thus far is just like, it's magic to me. So I've learned a lot.
Yeah, that's good. Are you in the process of dating right now or what's the tea on that?
Yeah, so I would say like I'm casually dating, but like I'm not, you know, like
Yeah.
I haven't been on the apps since like March, or even like February. I'm just like not actively seeking anything, but I'm just having a good time like with my
Yeah.
friends and the energy that's already around me and like the people that I just love to their core. That's all I need right now. And like one day I'll maybe flip a switch and be like, okay, it's time to date again. But I'm also like kind of like not like I don't know how to say it. I'm kind of just deterred from relationships right now, which is kind of sad because I am a lover. And you know, we're working on that in therapy, but like I don't think I need to be giving anything to anyone else right now. That makes sense.
Totally. And I feel like being a lover is not a bad thing. I feel like you you know, I understand what you're saying. It's like you're a lover and you want to give love, but you also don't want to like waste your time on someone, give them love, and then it not be reciprocated, you know, because then it's just like, what am I doing? And I love that you're like in your little moment where you're just like hanging out with friends, you know, you're soaking in all of the stuff that you know, all of the recognition, all that stuff that you're doing. I feel like after breakups, at least a year, you know, just give yourself time to just experience yourself. Because also, whenever you're with someone, especially if it's toxic, you are in such a different headspace, and the growth, it's hard to grow. It's hard to grow with someone that's toxic. You know what I mean? And when you're alone, you're able to like sit within yourself, able to identify the things that like you need to work on, or like, you know, look back on a relationship like, you know, you and Ashley's, you know, like y'all are both human, like you probably did things that were wrong and so did she. So it's like, what can I do better in my next relationship? And if you jump into one too quickly, it's hard to be able to look at yourself and be like, what do I need to work on? Okay, so now that the show's out and you're getting more visibility, how has your life changed?
Yeah, I have been going live a lot lately, and honestly, I love it just because, like, I feel like that's the best way for people to actually see me as like a person, as a human being, and like interact with me. So that's been super fun and like really lively. Haha, that was a pun. I didn't. That was crazy. And then like, yeah, so I've been going to different events and stuff and like hosting watch parties. Sometimes I'm at like Trader Joe's and I get recognized. I get recognized at the gay bars all the time. But like airports too. I was literally on my way to Boston, and this cute little like blonde girl who's definitely like still in college, like not cute, like cute. She was like
Yeah.
small,
Yes.
small cute, but like she was like watching our show like literally right next to me, but she was like in her phone, like she was locked in, so she didn't even like realize I was there. And then she grabbed goldfish, so she went like this and then like got a glimpse of me, and then she like looked back at her phone, and I tapped her on the shoulder and I was like, are you enjoying the show? And she flipped out, and then we like talked the entire rest of the flight, even though I should have taken a nap. It's
That's so
but
cool though.
yeah, no, I'm loving it. And like I just love how much like my story resonates with people, and like I think people are truly seeing me for who I am and how authentic I was on the show. And like the things that have happened to me are just another part of my story, but like they're helping other people. And to go through something as hard as that, I'm glad that I'm able to be like a voice or a platform for other people to kind of recognize that and take it into their own lives, and I don't know, make themselves like want a better future for themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. And whenever I was watching the show, you know, there were, you know, your situation, I was like, she is being so vulnerable on reality TV. Like she is begging someone to do better. And most people, like, they would be embarrassed to do that on reality TV. Not saying like that in a bad way. I think it was great that you showed your vulnerability, but then at the end it was like you would tell her like, this is what I deserve. And I took from that, like, I think it's great that there's people watching the show and they're able to see y'all's dynamic and be like, because like the show also showed Ashley just being like there was a moment when you were sitting on the couch and you were crying and you were like, you said something about I deserve better, and she was like this and she goes, or she did something like that where it was just like a shrug, like she was just like, I don't know what to tell you. And that broke my heart because you're just sitting there crying and she's just like, and of course, like, again, reality TV, it shows what it wants to show. I don't know Ashley, but like, of course, talking to you, I'm like, it sounds like that's how it was. And it could help people be like, that's what my partner does. And I don't like that. You know what I mean? Like they could be able to be like, wow, my partner treats me this way. And, you know,
I've had so many girls reach out to me and be like, Ashley is my girlfriend. Like that is how I am like feeling right now. And I'm like, honestly, time for a change maybe, or a conversation.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I'm glad that people are seeing that. And like, it's not talked about on reality TV enough. Like, the vulnerability and like the rawness behind the emptiness. Like, it's awful. It's hard. I feel like I was losing my spark.
Yeah.
And so many people are going through that same exact thing. And I also will say, like, I know I was on a reality TV show, but like, to me, the cameras being around weren't even there.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's how every show should be approached. And
Yeah.
like, there are some people that like are nervous around cameras, or they like want to act a certain way, or they have this like idea of how they want to be portrayed. But for me, I was like, the cameras weren't even there. I was
Yeah.
just authentically like, this is me, this is real, this is me. I'm just a girl, and like, I have a lot of feelings, and
Yeah.
I'm going through some shit. Like, that's how it was. And
Yeah.
I'm like really proud of myself for like not going in any other sort of direction, because I don't think I would have ever done that, you know?
Yeah, you were very authentic on the show. Like, I don't think, like, and I think, whenever you say, I wish I wouldn't have screamed, I wish I wouldn't have raised my voice, I wish I wouldn't have been so angry. I feel like, yeah, like, yes, if I was in your shoes, I would understand that as well. Like, oh, I wish, like, looking back, I would have maybe not been so angry. But then it's also like, you had the right to be so fucking angry. Like, I don't know, it just showed authentic. At least that's how I took it. I was like, she is going through it. She has been begging this girl to do X, Y, and Z, and she's not getting it. And like, after a while, yes, it's like, okay, girl, like, it's time to like break up with her. Like, come on, like, break up with Ashley, But then it's also like, I've been in your position where I'm like, it's hard to do that. So it's like, you're just so angry. I get it. I just get it.
Screaming through their TVs watching it is what I'm hearing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah. Okay, so with the attention and like the support that you've gotten, what do you hope to do next? Like, either creatively or personally? Like, what are the plans for the future?
Yeah, so I'm really hoping to like align with more opportunities in the future. I'm working on actually a new project coming up in September, so that's exciting. And that's going to be more on like the reality TV side as well. And then musically, so I have a producer that has sent me so much content, and like, what you guys maybe don't know is I work in office from 8 to 5 every single day. So I can't put the time in that I need to. And it's like, it's hard because I want to do everything I can to put music out right now. I just like, I need to lock in on weekends and like stop going boating or stop going to the bar. Like, I just need to like focus on my creative path. I've also been thinking about moving to LA because my dad's out there and then my mom's in San Francisco. So it'd be closer to family. And there's just more opportunity out there, but I want to start music again. I'm excited about these projects that are coming up, doing more guest appearances, and then also just a little bit of influencing too, like working with brands and stuff. I have something going with Tomboy X right now, Her, the dating app, and Refuse to Conform clothing, and then Overtone hair, and a couple others. So
Dang, girl, that's awesome.
yeah, it's fun making content. So hopefully like that starts to kind of kick off too.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot is in the horizon. I've been like talking to my mom. She's like, a lot is changing for you right now. Lots happening. And I'm like, I know, and I love it, but it's also like so emotional at the same time. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And I'm just a girl. Like, literally, if anybody could coin that, me.
Girl, I get it. I get it. Well, I think, and I was thinking about this. I was like, I bet she has, like, her life literally just did a 360, or no, a 180 or a 360. It's a 180, right? I'm like, 360, 180, one of those. Where it's completely different. You know what I mean? Like completely different. And what it has it been like within the past like month or so since the show came out that like things have been like changing, or you know what I mean? Because the show just came out like what, a month or so ago?
Yeah, so it's been like a month. I don't know, like I'm one of those people who like follows their gut and like feels like if they're like, I believe in angel numbers, I believe in like everything happens for a reason. I just have this like random thought of just like dropping everything and like making it happen. I don't know.
I feel like you totally could. You know, new beginnings are scary, you know, like they can be really scary, but I feel like you're in a really good position where you're getting, you know, recognized. You are on a reality TV show, like influencing. That's like, you could totally do that. Like, you're getting brand deals. Like, you could do the damn thing. Like, you could. And so I feel like you just got to take that leap. You know what I mean? And like, how old are you?
27.
Yeah, 27, 26. It's like we are so young. We might as well just like take the risk now. And you're in a good position where you should. But that's just my advice.
Yeah. Exactly. And I'm like too spontaneous for my own good. Like I would probably pack up and leave tomorrow if I could. No, but I also love my friends. Like I love it here. I love St. Pete. It would be so heartbreaking to leave. But
But, you know, there's a lot of opportunities in LA, you know, like
yeah.
I get it. I
Just
get it. We're just a girl trying to figure out our life, okay? I get it. That is the end of this episode. Thank you so much for coming on. You were very vulnerable on here. You know, you told us everything and I appreciate that. I know you're busy, you know, you just got back from work, so I appreciate you taking the time to come on here. And if you want, tell us where people can find you on socials.
Yeah, if you guys want to look me up on Instagram and TikTok, it's at Marita Proger. And on Spotify, if you want to look up Broke Me, it's one of my originals from 2018 by Marita and then featuring Ill Will.
Amazing. Okay, guys. Well, for my listeners, I post every Wednesday and I have some really cool people coming on. So definitely stay tuned for that. And I will talk to you guys later. All right. Bye.